Hello guys, fairbinaryoptions.com here. You are looking at the US dollar Canadian dollar weekly chart. Why we are looking at such a higher time frame when we want to trade binary options? Well, from the higher time frames, whenever you are doing your analysis, from the higher time frames you are picking the places of resistance and support areas where price may be attracted or rejected, and this is what we are looking for right here, right now with this weekly chart. Of course that the actual trading should go on the lower time frames and be based on the lower time frames analysis, but whenever the top-down analysis being the analysis on the higher time frames bodes well with the ones on the lower time frames, you are just having a competitive advantage in front of the markets, and you might just be it might just be the key between a successful and let's say less profitable trader. Now this chart on the US dollar weekly chart, on the US dollar Canadian dollar weekly chart, is a bit, let's say, confusing. Not many things to be taken out of it, with one exception. The move that ends here, this move here, this is a contracting triangle that is being called, and this contracting triangle, take a look here, is A, B, C, D, E, and by this time price just breaks higher, but it breaks higher in almost equal legs, and that would imply the lows are being made with another contracting triangle, A, B, C, D, E. Now if this is a contracting triangle on the weekly chart, remember, we know very well that contracting triangles travel between the A and C and B and D trend lines, and our B and D seems to be this one and this one, and there you go, you have your target to the upside. Like the name suggests, like the name of this recording suggests, we are looking at price to be attracted by the upper trend line of the contracting triangle. This is a contracting triangle that looks to act as a reversal pattern, so price coming from the upside, as you can see here, going to the downside like this, consolidates in a contracting triangle that should break higher. Well, if this one breaks higher, you might say, what about the correlation all over the currency markets? Well, we'll talk about this at the right moment. Now we are looking for price to come into this area, and as you can see on the right here, this area means 106 level. Now we are in the 10440, so something like 100 pips to the upside, 150 pips to the upside still to go. The trend line has not been tested since, let me take a look here, since the 1st of July this year, so it's about time to see the price there. Also, if you are looking at the move by the rejection, by the time of the rejection here, if you are looking at the price structure to the downside, seems to be corrective, seems to be a flat, A, B, C, seems to be a flat, and because of that we might have a first, a second, and now to look for a third way to the upside, or seems to be corrective and it's only the end of a E wave of our contracting triangle. It means that the whole triangular formation that started from here, not necessarily from here, but from here, from the end of the triangle, so from here, and went all the way on the right side of the chart until this level. And what's on here on the right side, normally this is the beginning of the new move. It implies that the whole correction that started to the from the upside from here, from the 130 level, just ended this year. So the whole correction that started in 2008 ended 5 years later this year on September. Now you can imagine what kind of a move or a break we should have on the US dollar Canadian dollar, and I want to be part of this. The first thing, let's try to eat the pie each slice at a time, so not just going crazy into a trade. our first target should be the price to reach this trend line, and then we'll see if our scenario is confirmed. Such a triangle that acts as a reversal pattern usually signals a complex corrective wave of the same degree, and this is the whole complex corrective wave. This one should retrace minimum 61.8 out of the whole move according to textbook materials, but it remains to be seen if we are right or not. Whatever the consequence, based on this weekly chart, I can still trade binary options, and I will trade binary options based on this one, on the fact that this trend line attracts price. Okay, it is attracting price, so I'm looking to buy calls right at the opening on Monday, buying calls with 2 expiration dates, because we have also the end of month flows that are going to influence our trading. So I'm going to buy calls with buying calls with end of month expiration date. This is going to be Thursday or end of week on Friday expiration date. If you think that price is traveling, is consolidating that much and breaks higher here without trying for this trend line, then you should think again. This is our strategy for the coming week, and not only for the coming week but for the foreseeable future, so to say. Thank you very much for being here at fairbinaryoptions.com. All of our analysis here are due to our generous sponsor, Lionel. Take care then. Bye bye.